So you say, do you work for the Longyou Institute, or who do you work for? You say you're a professor?
Our professor was in the university. He researched the whole grottoes. But I am a tour guide in the grotto.
Okay.
Yeah. Professor was invited by our company to research it.
I see. And what's your background? Did you study anything about caves, or you just were taught by the professor?
I'm translate for the professor because there are some reporter from German to report the whole grotto.
I
so
see.
I need to translate.
Do you speak German?
No,
Oh, okay.
I speak English. My major is in business English.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you from Longyou?
Yes.
I see.
Please.
What's your name?
Kelsey.
Kelsey, Alberto. Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
I was wondering, can you tell me, is the original story about Wu, the local, finding the cave, true? Is that the original story?
The original story is about 4 farmers. They find a big fish in the grotto, in a pool. So they want to pipe the water out and get the fish. So they boil 4 tamper machine and pump the water out. But finally, when the grotto was dry, they didn't find anything except a pool.
So in 1992, the 4 farmers pumped out which cave, do you know?
Cave number 2, the first
Cave
one.
number 2.
Yeah. And we are now located on the top of Phoenix Mountain. Why it is called the Phoenix Mountain? Because there are so many birds, which looks like phoenix. Phoenix is a kind of lucky bird in Chinese legend. So in order to commemorate this bird, or just show it's very different, the farmer named it Phoenix Mountain.
How long have people been farming Phoenix Mountain?
Almost 200 years.
Okay. And Longyou here, I've heard, has a history of almost 3,000 years.
Yeah.
Are there any ancient, very old, like temples or sites in the city?
Yes, there is a temple named the Bamboo Temple. It's over there, and this temple has had already 1,300 years old history, but unfortunately it was destroyed in the Cultural Revolution.
Oh.
So the local people rebuilt it in 1990s.
Okay. Is that the oldest site kind of still around?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know these lakes?
This lake was man-made.
Oh, it's a man-made lake.
Yeah.
But so close to the caves, they decided to make a lake?
It's never mind, because the lake is not very deep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, now I want to introduce the history about the county's name to you. First, in the in the 2,200 years ago, there's a little country called the Gumie country, and one time goes to the Qing dynasty, the emperor of Qing unique the whole China, so he changed this country into a little county named Damo County. It means far from his capital. And one time goes to the Western Han Dynasty, there was a hermit named Longyou Grottoes. He was a friend of the emperor of Western Han Dynasty, and he was very talented, and so the emperor wanted to invite his friend to join his government and serve for him. But his friend refused him. So in order to in memory of his friend, he named this place Longyou County by his friend's last name. And finally, one time go to the Wudai dynasty, the emperor traveled here. He thought Longyou just stand for the tomb of emperor, so it's not very fortunate. So he changed it again to Longyou County.
This is cave
the
number.
original grotto.
And this looks like there was a cave in.
It's a cave.
Okay.
And this cave was not exploded, it's closed to the visitors because it was covered by water. Because in long time ago, the whole grottos were full of water because the grotto was made of the red sandstone. It's a very easily weathering stone. In order to protect it from weathering, water covered it and protect it.
So no one has been into 16 ever? No one.
No
Okay.
one yet.
And there are a total of 25 or 24 caves?
45.
45?
Yeah, 45. And 25 were buried under the ground, under this mountain. And the other 20 grottos were buried around the river.
Around the river?
Yeah, around the Tree River.
So the other 20 are towards the river, or where are they? Are they on this site?
On the side.
On the side?
Yeah.
So a total of 45?
Yeah, 45. But we will visit
The 5 up here.
yeah, 5 up here.
The other 20 by the river, have they ever been explored?
Yes, some of them were exposed to the air, but most of them were buried under the land.
Okay. And are they about this? Are they all kind of the same type and size?
No, they have almost the same shape, but a different size.
Okay.
The biggest one is 3,000 square meters, but the smallest one only had 100 square meters.
Okay. Which one is the biggest one? Is that one closed? Or the 3,000 square meter cave, is that on the tour, or is that one of the closed caves?
That's one, the 18th.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. They say that there were some poems written about the cave.
Yes.
Do you know the poems or who wrote them? Like, I think in the Han Dynasty there was one or two poems written.
The Han Dynasty, they have discovered it. They have did it.
So they dug the caves in the Han Dynasty.
Yes, maybe much farther than the dynasty.
Yes.
Much longer history.
I agree. I think they were much, much older. But the first mention of them is in the Han Dynasty, or why do we talk about the Han Dynasty?
Because we find some statues and some inclined line. This evidence proves that the grottos were digged out by the Han Dynasty people.
So you found statues in the grottos or just around?
In the grotto.
In the grotto.
Yeah. We find two pots.
Yeah.
Two pots. That's proof that people have been living in the grotto.
It could mean that someone dropped 2 pots in the grotto, though, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to get water.
I want to introduce the stone to you because we find only 1 stone in the grotto. We know in the world there are some religions such as the Buddhist, Taoist, and Jesus. And our professor explored it and thought maybe this stone stands for a kind of respectful. It means in long time ago people don't have religion, so respect the stone to pray rain or something to hope they have a very fortunate life.
So you mean you found this particular stone just down in the grotto?
Yes.
Was it here or was it down in the
in the place?
It was right here. This one stone they left.
Yeah.
Like this, huh?
Yeah. And the weight of this stone is 500 to 600 kilos.
Do you know when they first came in? Because it's quite high.
Yeah.
Was there an original railing? Were there any kind of holes or anything for a railing?
Oh, they just climbed the stairs.
So there was nothing. No one saw any indication of a railing, right?
Yeah, no.
No one saw anything. Okay. Is there any air conditioning equipment? It's very cold and cool in here, or is that just natural?
Just a natural.
It's very natural.
The temperature always remain 16 to 18 degrees, 90 degrees.
These boxes, are they monitoring equipment for stress and strain on the roof, or what is this equipment for?
This is used for playing light show to tell a story, Manhai.
Oh, okay.
To tell a story about the grottos, how do people made it, and what's the function of this grotto.
Oh, when is the light show?
Sorry, we didn't play it
Okay.
recently.
Is this an original water pool here?
Yeah, it's very strange because the pool will never be dry because the water will come into the pool and there will always remain the pool full of water.
Are you constantly pumping water out of this one?
Yes.
So if you stopped, this would fill back up with water?
Yes.
Okay.
We have count. We have count that it will spend 1 month. The water will full of the grotto if the pump will stop its work.
1 month.
Yeah,
it
1
will
month.
fill with water.
Yeah.
So why do you think now it could fill in 1 month, but when they built it, it could stay dry?
Yeah. When we stop pump the water or full of water, but when we will spend 23 days to pump the water out dry, to get the water dry.
But 2,000 years ago, when they first carved it, how could it stay dry then?
They will take water into a box and will use their shoulders to let the water out.
So they just constantly took water out of the grottos. Okay.
Yes.
Is this below? Wait, so the river is not too far from here. Is any of this below the level of the river?
They have the same level.
The bottom of the grotto is about the same level as the river.
Yes, so they connected with each other. So the pool always will never be dry because of the river.
So are the floors like exactly the same level?
Yes, because the grotto is under the land.
Yeah.
And the tree river also remain the same level between the grotto.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the pools, you think that the pools were they dug down and made those pools exactly so that the water from the river could just come in but not overflow.
Yes.
I see. You have original stone,
Yeah.
and then above that, was that original or not?
It was modern.
So the original grottos didn't have easy stairs. They had these big drop things.
Yeah.
Okay, all of that is modern.
Yeah, modern by cement to make the stairs much more smooth to climb it.
Okay. It's interesting that they had these very large, like, steps, but
So we guess maybe the ancient people were much longer, much taller than the modern people, so they can climb it.
so these holes, do you know what these holes are?
Oh, I want to explain
Sure.
the light show the because the grotto when the light in the grottos was turned out, so we are getting to dark. And how do people light the whole grottos? We think out two methods. The first one is fire. But fire will we know fire will use the tool. So the tool will put into the insert into the hole to light the whole grotto. But the whole grotto, we know fire will give birth to carbon dioxide, and so people will lose their breath when the fire is light. So we think of the other method. Maybe people will put one mirror on the entries, and by reflection, the sunshine can come in too. So light the whole grotto.
Okay. So the thought is maybe these were for the old mirrors.
Yeah.
Do you know, I was looking, and it looked to me like it's very different stone. Do you see how this is kind of brown and this is very black?
Ah.
Do you know, like that looks very different to this stone. It's almost, or maybe they actually just, oh, you know what? I think they must have packed, because back there it's the same stone.
Yeah.
So they must have dug this out, packed it with some cement, with a pole in there.
You mean it's a cement?
Yeah, yeah. Like, a little bright, yeah. So it looks to me like, it looks like they put cement in there, and yeah, this stone, then kind of cement with that post, and then in the way back, it's back to the regular stone.
Our professor didn't mention it. Maybe
This is definitely different.
yes.
So, and it looks to me like they dug the hole, then they put a stick,
Yeah.
then they packed it in.
Yeah.
And so that hole is just, it wasn't drilled out, I don't think. I think they packed it in.
Yeah.
So something must have come out. I don't know. But this one is just the stone. That actually looks like a foothold. This actually looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like for feet. And then these two are something cemented in. Interesting. This passageway and these stairs are original, right?
No, it's modern.
So, but this passageway is modern?
Yeah, modern by the modern people because we want to connect with two.
So these were not connected.
Yes, they are independent.
Okay. Were all of them independent?
Yes.
Okay, so none of them were connected. So this was done afterwards.
Yeah.
I see. So all 45 grottos are totally self-contained.
Yeah.
No going between them originally.
Yes.
I see. What do they think the grottos were intended for?
They thought maybe it is a big tomb for an emperor, but the emperor didn't finish his tomb and his country was died out.
Okay.
And other guests is talking about the grotto is used for train and hide his soldiers secretly. And some people even thought it is a place for the alien. The alien made it.
What do you think it is?
I think maybe it is a big tomb because when officer or when the rich cannot make a so big, so huge grottos, so many grottos. Only emperor can make it.
Why would the emperor though make 45?
Because he went to bury his body secretly, but some people will know it. So in order to tell a lie to the people who living, so he want to make so many tombs. Was 4.
I see. What do they say about these murals or these stone carvings?
They are modern by the work who were invited by the farmers to make it.
Oh, okay. So all of these carvings are modern?
Yeah.
So there were no original carvings at all in the grotto?
No, we find one original engraving in the cave number 1.
Is that the horse, bird, fish?
Yes, you know it.
Ah, okay. So these are actually modern carvings.
Yeah, modern carvings.
Okay.
These characters belong to the Taoist region because people thought it is a good place to be a god, goddess, to they work in the grottos and do some exercise.
Okay. So this grotto as well, there was actually no carving. It was just like all the other ones. All the grottos. So the only grotto was the horse, fish. And are they sure that carving was original or?
Yes, because we analyzed the engraving. We found that the style of this picture belonged to the realistic style, which belonged to the West Han Dynasty. So it means the picture had already 2,200 years old history.
Okay. So it might not have been originally to the cave, but it is 2000. It's Han Dynasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Han Dynasty.
Is there anything that everyone agrees on?
The history, the dynasty. All the experts agree that the grotto belonged to the West Han Dynasty, had almost 2,200 years of history.
But still, there's no record of it being built, right? It's only because they found some statues.
Yeah.
There's not a single record
Yeah.
of it being built.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is cave number 3.
Yeah.
Is there anything special about cave number 3?
The shape of this cave is strange. It's very special because we will find that the shape of this grotto is just like number 7.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. So because of this angle, we left inclined pillar, and the inclined pillar there are some inclined line. We analyze this inclined line is used for communicating with each other for the Asian people secretly. Or maybe it was just a leading pipe for the water to leading the water into the pool.
Oh, there was an inclined pipe?
Yeah.
Okay.
We use some stone to that the land remain the level different from that level.
So this is not original.
Yeah, it's made by modern people.
Okay. So normally it was all that level down there.
Yeah.
Why did they raise this up? Is it too wet down there, or what's wrong going down there?
Because we will put some machine in the
Okay.
land, electronic machine. And I want to introduce the roof to you.
Yes.
We know the roof always remain inclined, and we analyze that the rate of the inclined roof always remain the same along the mountain inclined rate. So it means they remain the same shape, the same inclined rate. It can save more time, more power, more money to dig the grotto.
I see. So the angle of the rock is the same inside as the rock itself that it's dug in.
Yes.
Okay.
And that roof looks like a rat because we put some cement on it.
Right.
Because we find another hole, another grotto, which was very small. The size of this grotto only have 100 square meters, but there are some water in the grotto, and the water was dropping down by the crack lines, and dropping in the grotto. So in order to prevent it from dropping, we put some cement on it.
I see. So up on there, those are for helping the drainage, do you think? Those lines?
The inclined line?
Yes.
We analyze maybe this grottos was a good place to hide and train an emperor's soldier, emperor's enemy. So in order to encourage his soldiers, he make some simple words to inspire the soldiers. So that word means conquer.
Which the whole symbol?
Yeah, the whole symbol stands for conquer in ancient Chinese word.
The other 5 grottos that have been pumped out but that are full of water.
Yeah, some of them were pumped out, and then the grottos were full of growth again because it will help to protect it.
Okay. And they look the same.
Yeah, the same shape but different size.
Okay.
They all have 3 to 4 pillars to support it, and
Okay.
some roof, inclined roof, and the inclined line.
Yes. Are there any? So there's always the risk of the caves weathering and collapsing. Do they have any other plans right now to help the caves, or do they feel with like those structures that the caves are okay right now, or are there plans to further support the caves?
The better plan to protect it is just let the water cover by the grotto, and if we want to explore some grotto to the tourists, we will put some cement on the entries to prevent from weathering. But when the inclined pillars is destroyed, we will use some steel holder to support it, and some machine will put in the pillars. When the pillars will get so much pressure, we will take measures to protect it.
Are there any plans right now, or are they just waiting to see what will happen?
Yes, we can't do much more measure to protect it. Original.
This is original floor.
It's stone, not mud.
Yeah, you're right. It looks different, but it's the same. So this is original at some angle,
Yeah.
and then this is also original,
Yeah.
but it looks like they didn't do anything really special for the floor. So this was such a massive effort. So much time and effort went into this, but no one wrote or said anything about it. What does your professor kind of say anything, like why didn't they write anything down? Was it because of the emperor who wanted to keep it secret, or why do you think nothing was written about these caves and it took a local farmer to find them?
Actually, no words, no articles were settled down about the grottos. So our professor just analyzed from structure, just from the angle to analyze the whole grotto. So he thought maybe the grotto belonged to the slave days, means the emperor or king will ask much more slave to make the whole grottos, and if in that time they didn't have any words, didn't have any symbol to settle down it.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so how did he get down?
Maybe
With a rope or something?
They will use other tool.
Yeah. So he pumped this one out,
Yeah.
and then saw that it came into this big hole,
Yes.
and then came in.
Yeah, come in and find it's dry, and find nothing except a pool. So they thought maybe the big fish will run away from the pool. There must be a path in the bottom.
So when they pumped it out, they didn't find any fish.
Didn't find any fish.
Is there a path? Has anyone gone down in here?
In 202, the experts come here and explored it, but they didn't find any path. They find 2 pots in the pool. I have mentioned it.
This is the pool they found 2 pots in.
Yeah. They thought maybe in the Western Han Dynasty there were some people living in the grotto and drink the water by the pot or something.
But the fish, no one knows where the fish went.
Yeah.
All right. So, but to your knowledge, there's no way out down there.
Yeah.
It's just okay. But the fish disappeared.
Yeah, the fish disappeared.
So this
is a statue. This statue is without head. So we named it headless statue.
okay.
And we know in the front of his breast there's a decoration. It is square, and the square stands for his identity. It means he was an officer, served in the government. But under his hand there's the handle of sword. So we guess maybe he was a soldier. He was a general, and also can write articles. It means he can write. He can fight. And analyze the material of this statue. We conclude that it comes from Shaoxing city, and Shaoxing is the capital of Yue country in long history. And in Chinese in Chinese history, there's a story about his king. This king was beaten by his enemy Wu country. In order to won his and rebuild his country, the emperor hid in the forests and dig out these grottoes and hide and train his soldiers secretly. Finally, he won the last war and became the emperor between Yue and the Wu country again.
And this is a statue of him?
Yeah, not of him, of his general.
Of one of his generals,
Yeah.
I see. And was this found in this cave?
Yeah, it was
In this grotto?
in this cave in that corner.
It was right here.
Yeah.
But nothing else, no head. This was the only piece found.
Yeah.
Now this cave is much higher, so it couldn't have had a pool from the river.
Yeah.
And this, again, there was no door. This was just a small grotto by itself.
Yeah. It is the smallest one among the grottos.
Okay.
It has 365 square meters. This resort is very cool in summer and warm in winter, so we put some cement floor in the original floor, and arrange a tea bar.
Oh, okay. They liked the atmosphere, so they decided they were going to use it.
Yeah.
So they put a full cement floor,
Yeah.
and then, yeah. Can you explain these cables and this? What is this?
What?
These? Yes.
It is a machine to check the pressure. It was destroyed.
So it's not working
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not working. But when it was new, there will be a pressure machine in the water, and the researcher will get the data from the from the machine to know whether it is too much pressure to the whole grotto.
So it would indicate pushing down.
Yeah.
There was a force measurement down. I see. So this rock carving, the horse, the bird, and the fish, so the horse is up there, the fish, and the bird. Is there? It looks to me like there are 4 things, though.
Oh, in the back, there's other animals. Some people thought maybe it is a duck, but it's not very beautiful for the picture horse, bird, and fish, so we ignored it. Yeah.
But so it's really horse, bird, fish, and a duck.
Yeah.
I see. And then there's like a little thing above the fish, right?
Yeah. This is electronic lights. The people in the 1990s, the farmers buried the electronic lights in the wall. They didn't find the picture, so it was a little destroyed.
The person who actually carved the horse, the bird, and the fish,
Yeah.
it's way up high.
Yeah. So we guess maybe the grottos were full of water in Western Han Dynasty, so people were coming to by boat.
With boats.
Yeah, and the water will cover the level, so just to explore the picture.
All right, so you think someone in the Han Dynasty came in a boat and
Yeah.
carved that?
It means before the Western Han Dynasty, the grottos was existing.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking to me about the grottos.
It's my pleasure.
Is there anything? Can you tell me a little bit about Longyou, just the city?
Okay. Longyou City has 2,200 years history, and It was the first in Qing dynasty. The whole China divided into 3 counties, and Longyou is one of them. And it has 4,000 population. And if you want to know about the buildings, you can come into the residential garden. There
Okay.
are some structure, some buildings belong to Ming and the Qing dynasty.
This is downtown Longyou?
Yes, downtown.
Across the river, right?
Yeah, across the river in the source of Longyou County.
So, this side of the river is not really, the city's on the other side, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Originally, the old city, was it on this side or the other side, do you think?
Along the article, from the article, they set down that the city, the old city, belonged to in the west of Longyou County.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know what people were doing in Longyou 2,000 years ago? Was it a farming city or a quarry, stone carving city, or do you know Longyou is just a normal city? Was there anything special that they were doing here?
In 2,200 years ago, people are farmers, but when time go to Qing dynasty, they do business.
Business?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a very famous business named Longyou Shangbang.
Okay.
And they even go to Yunnan province to arrange their business. They always do business in paper and some other, just like
They make paper, or?
yeah, they make paper and do business, paper business.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.